Before we jump into today's topic, I'd just like to take a moment and say thank you to everyone who stuck with us through our email marketing mini-series. It was a ton of information, and although it might not be the most entertaining or exciting stuff, we tried really hard to share the best, most practical things that you can do right now to start generating meaningful results from your email marketing. We hope those videos will serve as a great reference as you consider email marketing both now and down the road. So all right, with that out of the way, let's dive into something that should be a little bit more fun: photography. As cool as it is to have a fancy DSLR and a big lens, the equipment isn't nearly as important as the person behind it. Ansel Adams famously said that the single most important component of a camera is the 12 inches behind it. With that in mind, we'll share a few tips and tricks that you can use to take a great photo with something as simple as your smartphone. Whether for your website, blog, social media, a newly started email marketing campaign, or another platform. Smartphone cameras are becoming incredibly advanced and can take sophisticated photos which keep us up with the pros with little to no effort. It's all about planning the shot, however, and the first thing to consider is your subject. What or who is going to be the star of your photo? Maybe you want to show off a piece of furniture that you're selling. How about a savory dish that's special because you only prepare it once a week for your customers? Maybe you're selling fashion or apparel, something like that. Regardless of the subject, folks, it's essential to compose the image so that your subject is the first thing that the eye goes to when someone looks at the photo. It's just like ad design. We want to guide the eye in a natural and pleasing way, almost effortless or subconscious, to the point that we're trying to make. So after you've identified your subject, you can use any combination of these techniques to make it stand out. These are the 7 techniques that you might consider using one or more of in order to have a great photo. The rule of thirds, scale, focus, contrast, color, leading lines, and keeping it simple. Now let's go ahead and break each one of them down into little bite-sized pieces. The rule of thirds breaks down an image into, you guessed it, thirds. Cutting the image vertically and horizontally helps to identify key hotspots or power points where the eye is naturally going to go. Placing your subject on or near the crosshairs will draw the eye really simply right to it. In this case, we got the dog's head right there at a crosshair. We got one of these lines, his back is following that crosshair. Scale refers to the size of an object in the frame. The larger an object is in the image, the more area it takes up and the easier it is for the eye to find and identify. You can also use scale to play with the audience's perspective and make something unexpected happen, as in this photo. Here, conventionally large object, the boat, appears very small and therefore draws attention as well. Focus is another powerful tool that helps direct attention within a photo. Elements of the photo that are crisp will draw the eye, while blurry or soft areas will get glossed over. So this photo would be too busy if the mountains weren't in focus and distracting from the flowers, which serve, in this case, as the primary subject. Contrast, which generally refers to the difference between the brightest part of the image and the darkest, can also help to highlight your subject. The eye is tuned to recognize contrast, which creates strong edges around your subject. If the background is dark, make sure that your subject is well lit and bright, or vice versa. You can control this by looking for the light in the scene and lighting your subject correspondingly. Really bright background, so the subject is dark. Great use of contrast right here. Color is effective at attracting the eye. Highly saturated or bright colors are, figuratively speaking, eye candy. Selectively using color to highlight your subject on a less saturated or kind of like a muted background, or maybe even a black or a white backdrop, is very effective at drawing the eye. Here, the bright red leaf is carrying what's going on because of its color saturations, followed by the yellow leaves. You can also look for leading lines, lines which help direct the eye through the scene and draw the eye to the object. This is all about looking around the frame before snapping the picture and seeing what other elements occupy the image. The eye will follow strong lines around the photos. If the lines lead to the subject, you've composed an effective image. Otherwise, the viewer's eye could get lost or be led off the image. See how the natural lines of this canyon are leading us down to the subject, the path itself, all the lines on the rocks, up, down, all over the place. This is a great use of leading lines. Before clicking take on your phone, take a moment to look for anything sloppy or unwanted in the image. The best thing you can do is to keep the scene simple, so unneeded clutter around the image will only detract from it. The simpler the scene, the more your subject will be the star and shine through. Most importantly, folks, you just got to practice. Shoot lots of pictures and review them afterwards, taking note at which techniques are working for you and which ones aren't. When you shoot with this active sort of mindset, you don't need to be an Ansel Adams or have a $1,000 camera just to make a statement with your company's photography. However, just be intentional and take the little nuggets that we've given you and go out and shoot. Photography is going to be the biggest thing that you're going to need to have really great imagery and branding to support your marketing campaigns, no matter where they go. Thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful day and a better week. Bye for now.